Hey there, folks. It's the E-Man here. Yes. Well, I guess today on the E-Man show, I know that I had done a video talking about bloodstained, but I had never really. I recently figured out that I've been able to use my Xbox One controller to be able to do capturing. So I've been able to capture some gameplay footage. And of course, I'm using the Power Media Player to play it, so I'm not really like doing this live or whatnot. Yeah, and of course, as you all know, well, most of you may know, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a spiritual successor to Castlevania. It's almost kind of like a remake of, or some kind of a reimagining of Sympathy of the Night or something. Yeah, it has all the good stuff, I think. Recently, they've added so you can play as the Seketsu guy. And then I've heard that there is, of course, I think Bloodstained Circle of the Moon Part 2 coming out too, which is like an 8-bit kind of looking game, but modern. I think here I just wanted to show like, let's see, like the first like half hour of the game. Of course, I played this a while ago. Yeah. I don't know if I'll play through the whole thing. I think I just really wanted to show, yeah, and this is me playing it. It is maybe some of you may not be aware of this game or may not have played it. Of course, this game is available on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. You can also get it on. Last time I checked, you could get it on. What is that called? Oh, yeah. Yes. If you have the Xbox One, yeah, if you have the Xbox Game Pass, you can download this game for free and play it on the Xbox One and on the Switch. And I know that there have been problems with the Switch version, which I suppose I had heard there were updates to supposedly fix that. I haven't really played the Switch version, but this is of course the PC version. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to start streaming some other things, or I'll just record game footage and then play it on top of it. Yeah, it's a learning experience. Hopefully, maybe I can eventually figure this out and do it like seamlessly, like some of those other super great YouTubers can do. Well, okay, I guess that's enough of me blabbing on here. One of the major things I like about this game is it's got the gothic look and feel. It really nails that dark gothic feel. I am a little bit dark side that kind of likes this dark gothic kind of stuff. And I think I really like the Miriam character. I really like there to be a strong female character in a game because there's just not very many of those, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, yes. And an interesting thing is that Sagatsu guy is actually voiced by the guy who did Solid Snake's voice in the Metal Gear Solid games. So they were able to get him. And of course, this was a crowd-funded project, kind of a Kickstarter. One of the few successful ones, because we all know about. Well, a lot of us heard about Mighty Number 9 was kind of a big letdown, but this has definitely pulled through, and I'm kind of amazed. I mean, of course, there's there's Bloodstained. What is that? Bloodstained Circle of the Moon. Like that was the kind of 8-bit style game that came out before this game did. Yeah, of course, today we're going to be focusing on a little bit of the opening, and this will start up the opening and kind of it goes up to like where the first save point is after Johannes and Dominique set up their shop and everything. I guess this video I don't want to do any spoilers, but I guess this video is kind of for, if there's anyone out there that hasn't really seen this game yet. I'm assuming many people have already played this already. if you're a fan of Castlevania like I am, I may eventually do a stream of another. It was a fan-made game, French dude. I think it was MiG 16 or whatever. Yeah. In that there is Castlevania: The Card Chronicles Part 2, and it is a Castlevania game, but it's a fan-made game, and it kind of adds. We get to see. I think you get to play as what's it, Ephraim Lacard, which is related to Eric Lacard. I don't know if he's Eric Lacard's father or his grandfather or what. I really like it because there's reference to, of course, Alucard shows up in it, and it's the original voice actor from the Symphony of the Night, Alucard. Of course, if any of you have played the, well, I guess that's enough rambling. I could ramble on about Castlevania forever. Okay, well, let's get to the game here. I'm probably going to be turning off my face here. Not really going to be doing any more talking, I don't think. Probably towards the end of the video, I might, towards the end of this, I may intertwine here or whatever a little bit and try to yeah, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, let's get started here. All right, back to the gameplay footage. I think I'll be taking my face off here so you don't be distracted by it.
The Industrial Revolution ushered in a new era that threatened to transform the values of men. No longer would spirituality be their compass, but not all welcomed the change. In 1783, just as the fires of the Laki eruption had plunged all of Europe into an ashen darkness, a horde of demons spilled from the shadows and fell upon city after English city. It was a message. The Alchemy Guild, fearing the rise of industrialism and abandonment by their wealthy patrons, had done the unthinkable to defend their existence. Through recondite arts, the alchemists had created shard binders, humans transplanted with crystal that attuned them to demonic power. They sacrificed the shard binders, and in doing so threw the gates of the world open to demonkind. Countless innocents died, and though the church succeeded in vanquishing the Hell's End, a steep price had already been paid and collected. As for the shard binders, they were presumed to have all died in the sacrificial rite. However, two survived. Jeeble, a boy for whom by some miracle the rite did not prove fatal. And Miriam, a girl who was spared the rite altogether on account of the strange slumber that took her just before it could begin. 10 years had passed. Mankind too soon forgets tragedy. The demons have returned, presaged by a great castle. And on this very hour, Miriam awakens. Upon learning Jeeble is the architect of this new, bloodstained ritual, Miriam and the alchemist Johannes set forth for the accursed castle. Their galleon cuts through the water, lancing towards the inevitable.
Johannes, are you certain it was...
It was Jebel's doing, Miriam.
It's so hard to believe.
I know, and the hell he endured 10 years, Miriam. I want you to know that I'm sorry. What my brothers subjected you to, there's no forgiving it.
It was their transgression, not yours. You always took care of us.
Obviously, not enough.
Well, let it go, Johannes. If Jebel is responsible for the summoning.
I ought to do it.
But I'm the only one who can. The shard experiments prepared me for combat. 10 whole years. What put me in that sleep?
I wish I had the answer. All I know is the spell that stopped time for you was... But by observing the ebb of the magic's hold on you, I was... We'll make landfall soon. I had the chest there, packed with essential equipment. Good. You're prepared.
I'll take care of it.
Was that a shard?
I'd forgotten the way it felt. Like uninvited
The demon's power was transmuted into that shard. With the strength you gained from it is undeniable.
I thought the procedure you
It did, but that doesn't guarantee...
I know my body's limits better than any, and I'm going to need all the power. If I run into trouble, you can help me.
Thanks for giving me a choice in the matter. Well, I won't let you down. Just promise you will.
How did they get inside?
The demons from the castle.
Then they can help me wake up these This device responds to magic.
Oh, sorry there, folks. Want to kind of come in here for a minute. Some of you may be aware this is the first level, the galleon ship, at the very first level. It's a very good level, to get used to all the maneuvers and stuff. Yeah, like go to the castle for a little bit here. It's cool to get used to all the controls. And I think it's cool that you can slide under stuff without needing an item. Yeah, of course we got treasure chests to open to get items. And there's certain drop rates for certain items from certain enemies, and there is of course RPG elements, much like Sympathy of the Night. We got like our health up there, and MP, and different items to up your strength, your defense, your attack. It's a basic RPG kind of tropes. But I definitely do like the aesthetic to this game. It definitely has a dark and gothic feel to it, which it needs to be. Yeah, this is a pretty cool level to kind of get started on. I believe. Of course, you play as Miriam. Yeah, she's a that Miriam's she's a real badass. I mean, she's like, whew. Yeah. As you've seen the opening, her and the other guy, Jeeble, kind of suffered pretty horribly with these rituals and whatnot. But she's still pretty tough. She ain't scared of nothing. Yeah, she ain't scared of nothing. Now, as many of you remember, there was a demo of this, and the demo took place on this ship. So this is kind of a level many people kind of know of. Anywho, as you can see, there's a treasure chest there, and then there's a bookcase. The bookcases tell you all kinds of things. Like some of them can tell you like certain button configuration moves, much like there was in Sympathy of the Night, certain combination moves to do stuff. Of course, you have access to a knife and kung fu shoes. You can use her physical attack, with that, or equip a sword. Much like Sympathy of the Night, you can equip. There's multiple weapons to equip. The weapons all have kind of differences. Of course, a major thing they talked about at the beginning of this, of course, is shards. Instead of using souls or other stuff, essentially you have shards, and the shards allow you to do specific magical attacks. Because later on in the game you're going to want to pick and mix them, and you get different shards. So enemies drop shards as well as items. And the shards allow you to access to special magic ability attacks that a lot of them can do. Like as you can see her using, earlier I was using the Krillian, those creatures, those little squid creatures and stuff on this level. Like they give you the water attack. Yeah, I mean, there's, of course, later on you can enhance the shards, make them stronger. So the shard system does remind me of, it's kind of like the glyph system and the soul system from a lot of other Castlevania games. Well, anyway, folks, I guess we should probably get back to the game. I mean, I'm aware it's Miriam, but I just wanted to give you some of my feelings on how interesting I think this first level is. It's just really cool. It reminds me of Castlevania Curse of Darkness on the N64 when you start on a ship. Yeah, except this is 2D. Of course, this is all done in a 2D style, which I think is pretty cool, and it's got some special effects that they can do. Special effects they can do to kind of enhance the 2D experience. Well, anyway, I guess we should probably get back to the gameplay here. Let's go back to it then. Here we go.
Sleeping Beauty. You've decided to awaken.
Jeeble, tell me you didn't do this. It doesn't make any sense.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon us?
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is...
No! No, there you are. Very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies. What I intend to do is reshuffle the world. I'd say I've earned the right. Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
What? I never thought I'd hear those words from you. I was the one that came to you broken. Convinced I was a
This is nonsense.
You told me our power doesn't make us good or bad. I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored my hope.
Master Jeeble, we must return.
Yes, Miriam, I tire of reminiscing with you. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can find me. Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell. If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come, Gremlin, we're leaving.
Jeeble, wait! Jeeble I know. I will put a stop to all this.
Bloodstained.
Here.
Was this a village? What happened to it? The demons Jeeble summoned?
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to hurry. This was where we were supposed to meet our
All right. But wait. Let me clear the... Thank you, Miriam. You know who I am.
I'm sorry we couldn't get here sooner, Dominique.
So this is our contact.
Yes, the church sent me. As you can see, I know a thing or two about expelling demons.
An exorcist. Then we're lucky to have you, Dominique.
And the church you, Miriam. Thank you for guiding her here, Johannes.
You wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important, but you should tell us why you need her. Miriam isn't one to shy away from danger, but she deserves to be armed with all the facts.
Yes, I told you when I contacted you that the Shardbinder Jebel is responsible for summoning the castle.
Yes, there's no mistake about that. He admitted as much.
What?
Then let me get right to the point. I find it curious that the outpouring of demons, facilitated by one Shardbinder, just happens to coincide with the sudden awakening of the other Shardbinder, after exactly 10 years.
You're right, it is strange. But the church doesn't get to drag Miriam into this just because the timing is odd.
Oh, do you decide for her then? I asked you to bring her here so she could see the horrors that have befallen the village. I have no intention of forcing you,
You don't have to. I gave Jebel my word that I would stop him. What happened here only...
Thank you, Miriam.
Pod? Oh, hello there. Are you...
I'm all...
You are quite well...
Anne.
What a lovely name. Anne, you shouldn't be out here.
Oh.
Come on. I did some looking around before.
Yes.
Johannes, you, Anne, and I will remain here.
What? We can't...
Don't be foolish. We would only get...
I'll be fine,
But we'll be here if you...
Let's not waste...
Come back if you...
I know you're strong, but...
Here she is. You have to marvel at the church's...
I know, it's...
So, what I can do for you here in the workshop is take material... But the alchemy is easier to show you than explain. So, what'll it be?
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it. Once I've transmuted an item, I'll pass it on. I'll do my best to inform you of what, but when it comes to items I don't know about,
I understand.
Also, the demon crystal you've obtained. Each shard requires try it when you get the...
I think I will.
Also, neither one of us has been eating well. No, if you bring me the ingredients with proper nutrition and a very
Miriam, since this is your first time here, I have made arrangements so I would have liked to provide what you need for free, but seeing I will need money in order to keep the supply post.
No, I understand.
I can also buy shards from you.
Wait, is trade in demon shards?
Of course. The church would sooner gather them up, and I am not permitted to sell them. You may want to keep extras, since possessing multiple shards of the same type amplifies its power, but there is a limit to how far that can go. And more importantly, if you carry a large number of shards, your body's corruption
may accelerate, but I'll find a way.
I still recommend selling your shards as a means of making money.
All right. I know you're looking out for me.
I think that explains everything. What are you looking to buy? Oh, I forgot to give this to you. It's the key.
Thank you.
I invited the other survivors. They all have troubles that need resolving.
I'll do what
I know you will.
Oh, well, there you have it there, folks. The first little bit of, 30 minutes of bloodstained ritual of the night. As you can see, it's quite an interesting system, with the store, and then you can make the items from alchemy, and then you can go to the store and then buy them, potions and whatnot. There's also a food making thing on here too. And a lot of times, a lot of the foods that you make, you can, But later on, there's a woman that wants certain foods, and you can go through making all the foods and whatnot. Another aspect that I didn't touch on with the video there was that there's also a garden where you can also choose to plant, like food items, so you can make sure you have multiples of them. Saves you a lot of trouble later on having to go, certain materials are harder to get to others. And of course, drop rates, a lot of times you have to really play through it quite a bit before you can get a lot of the drop rates. Yeah, of course, you can make new weapons, armor. I mean, it's much like many other Castlevania games where they have crafting systems to make weapons. You can enhance your shards. And then, of course, you can sell your shards for money. Yeah. So as you can imagine, through most of this, you're going to be going in the castle, battling, fighting, and then you're going to want to come back out to go to the store, buy up stuff, kind of play the castle till you get close to a boss, and then you can, and then come back out and, and then come back out, get all the stuff you need, and then go back in and do everything. It's kind of like, an interesting setup just to keep going to and from the store and everything as you're going through the level. There's also characters that, of course, as they had talked about, there will be characters that will have quests that you should complete. A lot of times it's kill a certain number of a certain enemy, which is kind of cool to do. Helps you get levels, and they'll give you equipment, money, other stuff that you can use. Yeah, money is, of course, a big thing in this game, like breaking all the candles, trying to get all the money you can possibly get. Yeah, I mean, eventually you'll be making all kinds of potions, but I think the meals heal the most health. And of course, as it's claimed, you can get a stat boost first time you eat some of these foods. There's also ways to customize how Miriam looks, and get other weapons and armor and stuff. Eventually, there are teleport rooms that allow you to teleport, so you don't have to keep walking through. So very much like Castlevania, save rooms, warp rooms, yeah, all the basics. a very great game. I think I've played through this game maybe twice. It's like the third time, but it's kind of cool to come back to this. I'm aware people probably already done this game to death, but I just wanted to share with you guys the first 30 minutes and my kind of opinion on the game. It's a very good game. I'm very glad it was made. I hope there's another one. I hope there'll be some more Bloodstained games. I mean, it's cool that there's Bloodstained Circle of the Moon Part 2 coming out, but I mean, Part 2 coming out, which is cool, but I really hope maybe they could make a prequel to this one, maybe. Or maybe there could be another Bloodstained game that's in this format, not the 8-bit format. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later on the next He-Man show. I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Take it easy. Stay safe out there. Yep. Catch you guys later.